Hello and welcome back here to my channel at Comaik today with the following topics focus on my carport. Yesterday there was then after a long wait, it's finally raining again, so you see everything beautifully. Wet and damp by far, but still not enough. Well, today I'm simply focusing on the topic that this area next to my carport in the backyard, where I have not yet closed the retaining wall and the surrounding area, is. And here at this spot, I will be setting gabions today, often done here on my property, which is usually to then completely and effectively enclose and secure the entire surrounding area, or to stabilize the slope, so that during the course of the process, time does not bring the whole earth back. It penetrates into the carport for this purpose. I received the suitable and durable gabions by post yesterday. 2 pieces of material and fabric. In this particular case, a height of approximately 80 centimeters with a width of about 1 meter or so, and what is special about these gabions is that they are designed to be used both at the top and at the bottom. The open parts are each made as L-shaped components. The connection is then made as with. Many gabions are included with these spiral rods, and in the accessories, such as, for example, these spaces strategically position the gabions at a distance in order to do not overfill the filling. I will now just first address this area. Excavate and carefully roughly place the gabions to determine the approximate position, and precisely to determine the assembly process of the gabions is. The 2 L-shaped parts are placed quite easily next to each other in a very simple and straightforward manner, how I really want the whole thing indeed. And then very slowly, carefully and meticulously begins to thread this spiral wire through a twisting motion. My recommendation is to thread it in as far as possible up here. Really approximately 3 times per segment per cross-section of the or so. The last centimeters of the gabion will be slightly more challenging and a bit difficult depending on how it is. In my case, it indeed works out quite well. And then the stability is already provided. Furthermore, the gabions can also be adjusted in length. Shorten these, they are now 1 meter in length, and if I notice I need. Since only approximately 90 centimeters can be used, the gabion can simply be set shorter in principle. The spiral is then pulled along here, for example, and this area can then cut off with a bolt cutter. The same, of course. On the other side, I have already taken 90 from the 1 meter length. Centimeters made furthermore in this model, nicely visible on one side. The vertical struts now reach approximately about 2 centimeters to 3 centimeters out. So, there is a crown of thorns on the top. Those who do not want that can remove it. Set the gabion the other way around as well. Here the vertical struts are flush. I have now successfully completed the assembly of the 2 gabions, which are wirework containers filled with materials such as rock or broken concrete. These structures are commonly used in civil engineering, road building, military applications, and landscaping. The process involved carefully placing the materials inside the wire mesh to ensure stability and effectiveness. Temporarily placed where they are supposed to go. That means the longitudinal gabion is now just roughly positioned currently. It still needs to be leveled and properly aligned. The length fits here, to ensure everything is perfect. The section where I exactly started to dig, but a 90-degree angle should fit roughly. It could still be trimmed a little and adjusted. I'm almost hitting the back now, but there's still a small one up front. It overhung, which means something still needs to be removed. I have now extended the trench. The excavated area should be sufficient in terms of space and in adequate safety considerations, as well as other factors. Next, it is, as you can see, crucially important to align the gabions here. To align then to bring the right angle here. And then, in the next step, I will carefully and thoroughly concrete the lower area of the gabions, align properly, place the spacers in the gabion, carefully attach the protective fleece from the back, but first I will gently and securely take these 2 spirals, safely, that I have now put in here, take out again, and put a spiral through. Carefully and precisely rotate all 3 grids to securely and tightly connect them with each other. I have carefully removed the 2 spirals and will now put them all back together, one by one. Back again. It's getting a bit tight now, and they won't be as easy to screw in anymore. In case of doubt, you should secure the grids with pliers or cable ties. Compress in order to successfully get the spiral through to achieve. The remaining stability comes when the stones and other materials are inside. And now I have these two grids, and these two grids at this point connected. And here it is still open at the moment, but there are also two wires here, directly right next to each other, and then immediately the other spiral is twisted in. I will then carefully finish the rest up here with pliers for the necessary stability and the position, and securely. I would like to reveal a little trick to enhance stability to further increase the construction. Initially, the final stability only comes when then the stones were built into the gabions. I place them in positions that afterward it doesn't look so clear. You can just see cable ties here and at the bottom. Again one, and also just on the inside here as well. At the edge points here, as you can see, you can clearly see that if I just shake it a bit here, then it is indeed moving. Is it already holding absolutely perfectly without the whole thing being filled with concrete or in any way, if the filling is already present? Ideally, everything should be aligned flush. The wall. That means here I will now screw everything together. Masonry that also provides stability here and not this area. It's pushed away and the wall is reinforced. There is a foundation underneath. And then when I build the wall, that is the gabions, the wall is definitely aligned and secured, so now it follows that I have now focused on expensive special constructions and similar things for the concrete work during the stabilization. Instead, simply just took the perforated tape and then very carefully placed it in the machine. Simply use an 8mm dowel and screw twice at the top and bottom with the corresponding length. Into the wall, everything is aligned and perfectly in place, so it holds, ensuring stability and balance. The penultimate step before pouring the concrete, the spacers have been installed. They seem initially quite a bit loose at first, but once all of the small and large stones are carefully placed inside the structure, it will be completely stable and secure for use in any situation or environment, beautifully spread apart, and in a manner that is, again, provide tremendous stability for embedding in concrete. Since I am unfortunately alone today, I won't be able to film this myself. Normal concrete screed that I typically apply dry. That means the bag is simply filled and then watered with the garden hose. To ensure the garden hose is properly prepared, begin by thoroughly soaking it in water. Once it is adequately wet, take a sturdy piece of wood and gently tamp down the hose. This process helps to secure it in place and ensures it functions effectively for your gardening needs. Moistened again and compacted, and at the same time also the gabions are continuously aligned in a continuous manner as the concrete is poured in and compacted. What you see here now are two bags, each weighing around approximately 30 kilograms each. I have now primarily and predominantly focused on the corners and edges where the force should act, and moreover, the structure itself holds with the stones then. It is really stable, and primarily I am concerned that this area here down from the slope, with the soil that is still up here, piled up, it is simply sloped. I want the earth to go down further. Will not be flush with these either, but will sit a bit deeper. They can also be planted if necessary, so there is already pressure on it. Especially but it doesn't rain so much that I need ground anchoring or reinforcement, or I would need to set something similar. And before I fill this area back here now, I must definitely safeguard and secure the back, of course, so that there is no mud now. Earth runs through the gabions when it rains, flowing through the stones and on the other side, then break the picture. That's why, as you can see, I will at this moment use the fleece that I have already cut to size. I have used this material multiple times already. Works quite well. I will now approach it from the back. bring, namely below the line of sight, which means probably here. Let's take a look and then I will fill this area. Gradually, over time, the fabric has the capability of holding back dirt and soil. But water and moisture can indeed easily penetrate here, and that means, if it rains heavily now, this area will get soaked. I have flooded my drainage pipes behind my wall, and the water that is now collecting here in front can then be filtered through this fleece. Just walk out from the stones in front and then simply mine. Rundown, I also have something about the embedding in concrete. As for this area at the front, no concrete has been added, so that the water, which may accumulate here, I have in heavy clay soil, nothing seeps down, it simply flows over this, can easily flow out of the area, and here no congestion occurs, and efficiently. When I am working on a project, I often rely on using cable ties as my primary method for securing or fastening various components together. This approach is quite effective, but it also means that there is a chance I might need to carefully cut around the cable ties if adjustments or modifications are necessary later on. The cardinal number is notably absent in this particular location, yet there exists a small noticeable hole in this specific area which might be of some significance. And at that very moment, indeed, certainly the fight is woven in. We still have a little more time left. And here is the finished result. As you can see, the fabric is now beautifully and securely secured from the back. We're now slowly and steadily being done from the front, carefully, thoroughly, and efficiently, and with great precision. Stones filled in, and as soon as the stones are very carefully and precisely inside, I can then work from the back in a methodical manner and with great attention to detail. To fill the gabions, I use stones that I found, gathered, and collected on my property. I discovered the property quite unexpectedly, and it is beautifully located in our garden. And surprisingly, it is in the backyard. When we bought the property, everything here was completely and utterly overgrown and wild. I noticed that there was a path laid out over a good 20 meters in the lawn installation. This path, approximately 1 meter wide, is paved with these small stones. Little by little, I have distributed my gabions around the property, filled with these stones. I just hope that the remaining stock I have, still absolutely adequate enough for these 2 baskets, but basically I will definitely ensure that. Now place the good stones very carefully at the front and of course securely on top and here at the back. I will now go ahead and use different stones, which are not as visually appealing, but as we move forward, they will not be in the direct line of sight later, in the future. I ended up taking significantly longer than planned because my stones were not enough. I had to literally dig them up again somewhere else once more, but I am finished. I have now completely and thoroughly completed the visible sides with these small stones with great care. Absolutely and completely filled to the brim, and right over here at the back. I had to make a slight compromise. Then larger stones inside, but since the slope is fundamentally to remain like this here, and the hedge that is growing here in this specific region should then disappear. One last step before I fill in the earth at the back is the final cleaning process of the stones, because I really dug them out of the ground quite deeply. You can see they are really very dirty, so I will clean them up thoroughly, and then the gabion will be ready. It just needs to be backfilled in the construction process. This ensures stability and safety. The soil is filled in and slightly smoothed out. Not finished yet, but almost done. Almost. And here is the finished result of our project. The corner that was once open and exposed has now been expertly enclosed. This transformation not only enhances the visual appeal of the area, but also significantly boosts its functionality and safety. The formerly open corner is now seamlessly a visual boundary that is permeable to water, preventing water accumulation. Let it drain completely and thoroughly, and let it settle. The slope above the wall can now be completed as soon as this soil is distributed, and the large clumps of soil, rock, debris, and other materials were carefully crushed. Can also be easily planted. If you want to know how it continues, click on subscribe. I am happy about a like on my main channel, of course, and I hope you tune in to the next video again, and hopefully find it very enjoyable.